Hi guys, it's Alex from Growing Goodings, and I am here to talk about the current month's challenge, which is Make Your Bed Challenge. Before we get started, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe here. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me at Growing Goodings. That is my Instagram handle as well, and I'm so glad to have you. So, a little bit of background if you're brand new. I have set out for this whole year to do 30-day challenges. 30-day challenges are something that I've done in the past for several years on Instagram, and I feel like it's something that's super attainable for myself and for others to set out to do something for 30 days. And this month for April, it is 30 days of making your bed. So I'm gonna go through a couple key points on why I chose this challenge for the month and some benefits and everything that go with making your bed every single day. So I have 7 kids and I homeschool, and I find that it's so important to establish really positive rhythms and routines to our day. Habit building is super hard as an adult, I find, and so it's really important to start with the small things and to establish those routines early on. So in the Make the Bed challenge, this time, not only am I making my bed, but I am extending it to our whole family and having our kiddos make their beds as well. I like this because it helps set that positive accomplishment right in the beginning of the day. It really sets the tone for the day that, hey, if you can start your day off by checking one thing off your list of things to do, you've already accomplished so much. So I'm really loving that. I am loving seeing the fruit of that with my kids. If you didn't know, I have the 7 kids. There's 12, 8, 5.5, 5.5, almost 4, and 1.5. So 2 sets of twins in there, and even my sets of twins can make their bed because I have beddies for them. And so beddies, it's a super cool almost like a sleeping bag type contraption that goes on beds, and it zips up the side and it looks beautiful. It's super comfortable, and it's very easy for even 3-year-olds to make their beds. So not only does making your bed help establish that positive routine and rhythm of your day, but it also can increase your productivity. So I talked about checking off something on your list. Well, it's that same concept, and it truly can be this snowball effect of okay, I'm gonna get dressed, which is another challenge I've done in the past of get dressed for 30 days. Get out of your workout clothes, get out of your pajamas, no leggings, no sweatpants, get dressed, and you're checking that box off. And so having that habit and rhythm going leads into that boost of productivity because you're already on a successful start to your day. So you're getting dressed, you're making your bed. What are you doing next? You've already done 2 things that show that you can get things done. One thing that I also find with making the bed is improved sleep hygiene. So sleep hygiene is the quality of sleep that you are getting every single day. And part of that, I've noticed that when you are getting into a made bed, it does something of being preparing your brain to get ready for sleep. And so I also do some other things with our sleep hygiene. We try to make sure we're not watching TV at the end of the day. We take some supplements that are not melatonin that help with our sleep. We make sure we have a good rhythm on what time we're going to sleep. And I really find that going to bed and taking the pillows off from a made bed to get into bed, it really does trigger your brain into your sleep hygiene to actually go to bed. The next thing that I find very helpful, I don't know if you're like me, but I really struggle with mental clarity and how do I put this? I have 7 small children in my home, and it can get very loud, and I can get very overwhelmed and overstimulated if things are not in order. So if the sound is crazy, which the sound is always going to be crazy with a bunch of kids, I need to limit the amount of sensory input I'm getting from other things. I'm not going to keep my kids quiet all day because they are children. Yes, we have quiet times of the day, but it's not going to be an all day thing. So I need to take other aspects of my home into account so that I can lower the amount of stimulation and sensory input that I'm getting so that I'm not getting overwhelmed and I'm being a better mom. So part of that for me is if my home seems disheveled, cluttered, and like busy, then it's hard for my brain to be streamlined and focused. So I find that making the bed is just one little aspect of being like, wow, I can walk into my room and the bed is made. The energy of the room, of just how like the mental state when I walk in there, I'm not overwhelmed. Like, it's okay. If I need a break from the noise of the children, I can go back to my room and my bed is made and it's bright and clean, and I can be like, okay, I can take a second back here and think because the room is clean. I also think that making the bed every day can really give you a sense of accomplishment and, how do I put this? Not necessarily pride, being prideful about the space that we live in, but in the sense of, I'm so happy that I have the home that I have and I can take care of the home that I have in a way that really like honors it. I'm taking care of the things that I have, and I love that. I love being good stewards of the things that we have. And we have a bed, let's make it and make it feel beautiful and take good care of it. And I think making our bed every single day does that. It makes us feel like, wow, like this is the home that we have. These are the bedrooms that we have. This is the place that I get to sleep, that my kids get to sleep. I want to take pride in what we have. And then the next thing really is teaching responsibility to my kids. Kids learn by watching the parents. And if the parents are being sloppy and messy and not habit building, they're not setting out to do things, they're not taking care of the space that they have, it can really bleed into how our children perceive their things and their space, and how they just won't take responsibility for it. So I know that my kids watch me, and they watch me make my bed, and they watch me help them make their beds, and they feel that drive of responsibility, of being like, I'm going to take care of the things that are mine because I see my parents doing the same thing. And I think that's really impactful. And especially because we homeschool, my kids see us doing that all the time. Like how we clean our house, how we take care of the garden, how we get our schoolwork done, or how I get my own work done here on social media. My kids are able to see the discipline and the responsibility that we take for the things that God has given us. And so I'm so grateful for that. And then also this one last thing. I can't remember if I said the last one was the last thing, but this one for sure is it sets a positive example. Like, how great is it for our kids that we can show them what habit building looks like? My kids watch me color in all my little boxes that I make for all my challenges. They see me holding myself accountable, and they see me building those habits, and that it's not like you can set out into the world and just be super good at something or have like the discipline to do something, but we all have to be intentional on being like, hey, I'm going to build a habit of making my bed every day. And I'm gonna check in with whoever I'm gonna check in with and be like, look, I made my bed every day. I have the luxury of social media and leading this with you guys. And so I check in with you guys on social media, and you're my accountability, so that I get in the habit of building the habit. Now, I've done the Make the Bed Challenge before, a year or two ago, and it was really great, but it's still good to reinforce a good habit. And so I think that this whole challenge on making our bed sets a really good example for other adults to show that we take all the things that we have in our home and in our life, and we take it with gratitude that we get to have those things, yes. And then also just for our mental clarity, it allows you to have a space that is clean of clutter. It's made, it's beautiful. It makes the room feel like, okay, if I need to take a break, I can go there. And it really just helps our kids model and see what it looks like being a good steward of the things that we have. All right, so that is the end of my quick little video. We're about halfway through with the Make the Bed Challenge. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to download your own Make the Bed Challenge. You can start it whenever you want, but it's a cute little sheet and it has 30 little beds that you color in and make after each day that you make your bed. That is it. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.